Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here with your weekly bonus live reaction replay video. So, this is like pretty much all replays on this channel and live reaction replay. I am sitting here with you watching this replay for the very first time together. That way you guys get my genuine live reaction to whatever it is that is going on. It's like we're sitting down and watching this together for the first time. So, it's a little bit more entertaining that way rather than, a traditional breakdown in my opinion. So, moving on. I was trying to think of another connecting verb or phrase or word besides so, but unfortunately my vocabulary is very limited right now. Even more so than normal because I am very tired. I've had a long day of lots of household chores today, shall we say. But anyway, so the star of the show is Battlecruiser. He is the driver of this Tier 10 British Battlecruiser, the St. Vincent, which is probably one of the most ridiculous ships in game. You see, the British Battlecruisers were definitely a highly anticipated line of ships. And Wargaming managed to definitely, deliver with them. They are just as crazy as probably the men who were designing these absurd battlecruisers in real life. So the St. Vincent is a battlecruiser that is fast, well armed with 9 457mm guns. On top of that, you get, he's got, what is this, Furious, this skill? Yeah, Furious. So Furious is cool to have on the St. Vincent because for the first instance of fire or flooding, you get, hey, look, there's ISP from T2. He's making an appearance over here. For the first instance of fire and flood with the Furious skill, you get a 10% buff to your reload time. And for every additional instance, you get another 5% buff. So it's perfect on a ship like the St. Vincent, who already has a quite low reload time on a main battery gun. So like right now, he's got a 15% buff to his main battery reload time, so that gives him on his 18-inch guns a 21-second reload time with this and Adrenaline Rush going all at once. So yeah, you get these huge guns firing quite fast because and it works because you get a super heal with the St. Vincent. Double fire there on the Colombo, so you can just really not care about fires because 100% of fire damage is repairable. And when you have a super heal like the St. Vincent's, you really just don't care at all. So he does pop damage con here. I'm assuming that he did that because he knows he's going to go dark here. The Colombo's going behind the island. Another fire on the Colombo who did pop his damage con. That's why, fellas, you hold into that damage con until you know you're going to go dark or you're going to be in a situation where you won't be lit back on fire. Because, well, yeah, that Colombo did have 2 fires on him. He had most of his health intact when those 2 fires got started. So it should have been the proper call to just let those 2 fires burn. And now when he gets behind this island, well, I mean, he's getting farmed down by a small one now. But he should have saved that for when he got behind that island there. Like, now he's dark. Pop it. You won't have to worry about those fires getting set back on your ship again. Now, obviously, if you're at like the last third of your HP, it's a different story. So, anyway, the St. Vincent, like I was saying originally, she's fast, she's well armed, she's got a super heal, and she has nuclear torpedoes. She has her bow-mounted torpedoes that do a whopping 30,000. Well, let's see what he's got it up to. Does he have anything crazy with him? No. 29,367 alpha damage. So again, almost 30,000 alpha damage there per torpedo. You can pick where these torpedoes go, essentially. Very much in a similar fashion as like the British destroyers. But they have this weird turning mechanic where they can do, oh, look at that, another fire on the Colombo. They can do some impressive maneuvers and reach angles they normally would not if they were just fixed bow torpedoes. Ooh. Eats a mean 4K there to his mast, courtesy of the sap from the Colombo. So let's say here that Battlecruiser is just kind of throttling it down. He's broadside Napoli there. Very delicious looking target. He's throttling it down here because there is a thunderstorm front. There's a cyclone moving in. Another fire on that Colombo. There's a cyclone moving in about 2 minutes. So if he just sits here, stays undetected, that means when that cyclone moves in, he'll basically have, an 8-kilometer detection range. They can go hog wild after that. Gives this Marceau a huge lead with the forward guns. And, he might actually, all he has to do is clip him here, he might actually get this Marceau. Unfortunately not. Very sad. So yeah, he's making the smart move here. There's no need to aggressively push at the moment, especially again when you're going to have the concealment of essentially a destroyer in a minute and 40 seconds. So he's now playing oddly like an American cruiser, hugging the island and lobbing his HE over the top of it at the enemy ships. This might be a dead Colombo here because of the British HE with the improved alpha. No, he only clips the superstructure with a single shell. Looks like the Midway does get a fire on that Colombo. Right, throwing a ship in reverse here. He's got the Burgon with ISP driving it. He's got the, what is that, Montana 2, the Napoli ship. He's focusing on finishing off this Colombo, which is definitely what you want to do. You want to get those enemy ships out of the fight. Friendly battleship has gone down. There goes the Colombo for his first kill of the match. Right, there's ISP in the Burgon. What is he doing? It's like he is approaching our hero here. And it's like Berwacci is considering using one of his torpedoes. Which, I mean, like, you know, with most torpedoes, if you're just kind of guessing where the enemy ship is going, you tend to need quite a few of them to cover a large area if you want to have any real chance of hitting the ship. I say that, but at the same time, I've had just the most random torpedo hits at times because I just said, it looks like, you know, that's a channel a ship might try pushing down. Let me throw a torpedo down there. And turns out I hit somebody and wind up depth striking them with my torpedoes. It's so funny with how that works. Alright, so yeah, ISP is pushing up on Berwacci here. Granted, Berwacci is fairly alone. Does have a Smollett and a Salem with him, but he himself is kind of isolated back here. So if ISP and that Burgon can, of course, you know, whip around to the side of Berwacci's St. Vinny, get his 12, 15-inch guns off back to back to back using his reload booster, yeah, that's going to be a very bad day for Berwacci. However, I think ISP overestimated how alone Berwacci is back here. I mean, granted, you know, it's just a Salem and a Smalland right now. It looks like really just a Smalland is focusing on ISP, so he might get away with it. Plus, it is a Burgon with the reload booster and 12, 15-inch guns. So the Smalland, oh, he's actually not been shot at all. Oh, it is the Salem firing on him, not the Smalland. Okay. Oh, there's that Marceau again. Is he going to clip him this time with a mere 200 HP left? Yes, he is. Well, that's good. That's very good. Securing that destroyer kill is huge. Getting your enemy team's DDs out, especially when in a match like this where there's only one DD per side, is a huge pickup for the friendly team. The Montana 2 has appeared. What is different about the Montana 2? I don't know. I am not a CC, so I'm not privy to such information. Even if I was, apparently I cannot tell you. Gets AP queued up in his barrels for his next salvo. When you have a ship showing you that much broadside, definitely for sure, even though you do have the improved British HE, you definitely want to keep that AP loaded for situations like this. ISP does take out the Salem that was farming him down. So that's a big unfortunate for the friendly team. Beautiful Montana broadside there. Dispersion, unfortunately, does not cooperate with Berwacci. Here comes ISP pushing up now to Berwacci's island. Unfortunately, the third salvo there did not do much better than the first two. Gato gets a detonation on the Vermont. Oh, God, that sucks to be that Vermont player. So the friendly team for a second there did have the kill advantage, but now, well, thanks to the Vermont's RNG running out, not much of an advantage at the moment. Both teams still only have one cap at the moment, too. Pretty even game so far, and there we go. The Cyclone has moved in. Spotting's down to 8 kilometers, and Berwacci's making his move on ISP here in his Burgon. So let's see how this plays out. There is ISP. That's a really, really shallowly angled Burgon. But fortunately for him, RNG puts most of Berwacci's shells in the water, but he still managed to get a cool 14k off of ISP's Burgon. So let's see what happens here. AP out from ISP, decent chunk out of the upper armor of the St. Vinny, and looks like Berwacci's just going full in torpedo. Launches one torp straight at his bow. Keep in mind that torpedo will do 30k alpha if it hits a portion of the Burgon that is not armored with torpedo protection. That's going to hurt. That's for sure going to hit. And down to 16k. It's a bit of the torp protection. I think the second torpedo is definitely going to have him down. Nope. It doesn't, but the flooding does get him afterwards. So, rip ISP. Yeah, that's what's great about those Balin torpedoes. You have such great launching angles for Balin approaches like that. So you definitely want to consider that when you're trying to roll up on a Burgon. So, that is his third kill of the match. Friendly team is down 4 ships. Friendly team is down... I'm sorry. Yeah, friendly team is down 4 ships. Enemy team is down 5 ships. The enemy team is capping the B cap. The friendly team is capping the A cap at the moment. Bawachi's doing pretty good. He's got 3 hills left. He's at a little over half HP at the moment. But there is a Minotaur, Napoli, and a Montana 2 on his side of the map. He's the only heavyweight on his side. We only have a Smollett and a U4501 over here to help him out. So, typically in a normal match when there's not a Cyclone, that would usually lead to Bawachi getting farmed down in his St. Vincent. But we do have a Cyclone up right now, so he is able to enjoy the increased stealthiness that does provide. That does also mean that when he gets to the Montana 2 and the Minotaur and the Napoli, they're all going to be 8 kilometers away from him. Which, in his case, is more advantageous to him because of the torpedoes that he has. Although Minotaur does have a very nasty set of torpedoes as well. And, well, that's what allows Minotaur to hit above its weight class. It's like the U4501 has been spotted. Here comes the wall of planes being thrusted at the U4501. Enemy Kremlin takes out the friendly Yamato. So the enemy team is really starting to catch up on kills here. And while the friendly team does have the caps advantage at the moment, that's great, you know, but when you keep losing ships like that... Oh, the points are also... No, the points are not flipped. Wait, let's see. I think they're correct. But yeah, Montana 2 takes out the U4501. So that's another big loss for the friendly team. There goes the Gato. So, okay, no, the points are correct on the leaderboard. Hey, there's that Minotaur at a mere 3,000 HP. Gets his broadside out on the Minotaur. I don't think the shells are going to get there in time. Oh, they do get there in time. There we go. For his 4th kill of the match. Probably saved the small end there, in all actuality. So, good on you there, Bawachi. Keep your friendly destroyers alive. Sink those mean enemy ships that are trying to do harm to your destroyers. So yeah, the points are correct. So the friendly team does have the advantage right now in terms of points. Kills, however, are very even. Ooh, Napoli from 7 kilometers away. Not something you want to see in a lightly armored ship like the St. Vincent. Those Napoli secondaries are very, very mean, although he did get his broadside out. No Citadels in the Napoli because, of course not, it's a Napoli. But he does manage to cleave about half of his HP off anyway. So is the Napoli going to smoke up? I would if I was that Napoli. I mean, shoot, I don't want to be this this close and this exposed to something with 18-inch guns. Gets a fire on him, the Napoli does, but that, of course, gets his Furious skill going. So now he has a 10% reload to his main battery guns. With all of his adrenaline rush he's got going on right now, he has a 20-second reload on his guns. He needs a second fire to get that down a little bit more. Gets his second bow torpedo off on the Napoli. Napoli is showing him an awful lot of broadside, although that is Napoli's thing. It is a very cheeky ship. What is he looking at? Ooh, okay, he's looking at nothing now because there he goes. He gets himself devastatingly struck, and that is Bawachi's 5th kill of the match, fellas. He has 201,000 damage done so far, 5 kills. But of course, as he gets another kill for his team, unfortunately, another one of his teammates goes down. The friendly Rhode Island is down. Now it's 4 versus 4. And the enemy team is capping the A cap. The cap where the friendly team was heavy. Most of their heavy units went there, but now they're gone. You've got a Kitakami left alive on the western flank. Then you have a Midway, a small end, of course, Bawachi and his St. Vinny. Oh, never mind, you don't have the Kitakami anymore. It is now 3 versus 2, fellas. Points have flipped in favor of the enemy team. They're going to stay that way until the friendly team can get into the B cap and cap it. Although, since, well, again, Bawachi took out the enemy destroyer, that leaves the small end free to roam to his heart's desire in the B cap and get that secured for the friendly team. Kremlin is flipping the A cap right now for the enemy team. Midway might get to reset him. Looks like Bawachi's going to just toss some shells unlocked into the general vicinity of the Kremlin. Might get a reset here. Unfortunately, he does not. That would have been so So amazing if he did. Montana 2 should be shortly coming into Bawachi's visual range. So there we go. The A-cap has flipped for the enemy team. That is not very good at all. Oh, there he is. Montana 2 from 9.1 kilometers away. Bawachi has one hill left to use on his St. Finney. Okay, so now he's got to take on a Montana 2 and a Kremlin. That's a lot of broadside there for the Montana 2. Gets his broadside out in return, but oh god, he got so lucky there. 17k on the Montana 2. Here come the midway planes. Pops his DFA to tell the midway to go. Well, tells him what to do with himself with that DFA, but unfortunately it doesn't really work all that well. And gets 2 planes shot down. Ah! But the midway trashes the shot. Again, beautiful broadside here on the Montana. Why is the Montana giving him so much broadside? My god, where are these guys when I really need to win a match? Ooh, no Citadels, but 18k out on the Montana. Most of those shells go into his upper belt armor. Bites into what I'm assuming is his torpedo protection there for a bit of damage. But he does survive. Alright, so Kremlin. I would be shooting my main guns at this Kremlin. I'm using my torpedoes to deal with this Montana 2. That's what I would be doing, because Kremlin's probably looking at him right now. I mean, he might be getting tunnel vision on the small end, but the small end's not visible at the... Well, no, he is, because he's open water gunboating. Yep. There we go. AP out on... Is that, oh, no, the midway. Is the midway visible? I think the midway's visible. That's... oh, yeah, because the Cyclone's passing. That is not very good at all. All right, getting his other... Ooh, hi, Montana. His other bow-mounted torpedo off on the Montana. That should hit... Might be just a little bit shy of the kill. Ooh, it is, but he eats all that AP in his nose. Looks like he's going for the ram here, but he gives up at the last second because he realizes he has his third turret there. Gives it to the Montana. Montana is alive with 2,000 HP left. Secondaries are going like nuts, but unfortunately the secondary guns do not have enough pin there on the Montana. Shoot him in the stern. Up the stern. Up the stern. There we go. Stern, fellas. Your stern is usually flat enough in most cases to arm those AP shells. Because yes, you know, 32 millimeters will auto ricochet anything up to 18.1 inch guns if sufficiently angled. However, catching it on a flat surface like that, like your stern, is not sufficiently angled, fellas. 284,000 damage. Woo-wee! 6 kills so far. My god. Now, he is out of his heals now. He's 50 seconds down on his damage con. There's a Kremlin there that's at a mere 2,000 HP. God, that Castilla, though, he's definitely going to sink the midway, which will leave just the small end. So, yep, gives the Kremlin his broadside. Oh, I was going to say, looks like the Kremlin didn't get one out in return, but he did. He lives, though. He lives, though. That is kill number 7, and he is still alive, fellas. Here comes the midway again. Pops his DFAA up. There you go. Castilla gets a double fire on our hero, St. Vincent. Here come the midway planes. This is probably going to kill him right here if I had to guess, unless the midway whiffs the shot. Midway did not whiff the shot. There goes Bawachi. And wow. What a game. 286,000 damage done. We've got a minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. Let's see if Bawachi's going to pick up his camera or if I'm going to have to do it for him. Typed in chat, okay, 7 is the best I can do, team. Oh, I feel that. I feel that so much. And sometimes it's not enough. Hey, remember what we were talking about in what was it, Wednesday's videos or Thursday's video, talking about not getting tunnel vision? Well, you see, the Castilla has gone completely red-eyed for the midway. And the midway has simply proceeded to sail to the other side of the map. So the Castilla, who was too busy trying to finish off the midway, is now so far out of the game that he can't do nothing. He can do nothing about the small end taking their last cap. I mean, granted, he's so far... I mean, even if he was here, yeah, sure, he could sink the small end, stop him taking the A cap, and maybe get the B cap, but it didn't have enough time to flip it. But still, he's so far out there, you know, he can't do anything anyway. So yeah, you know, the CV is cool. Sinking the CV is very cool, but you got to be able to do it in a reasonable amount of time. If you spend so much of your time just chasing him for no reason, and you don't get him down, then that sucks. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Actually, they could win this if that Castilla was back over here. They could sink the small end, and then the enemy midway could simply go finish off the friendly midway. Oh yeah, that was totally winnable. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Back to my original point. Don't chase the CV unless you know you can 100% sink it for sure. So, Barwachi, man, excellent game. 286,000 damage, a little bit shy of 300k, 7 kills. He got 2,800 base XP. Was at 127 XP away from a 3,000 base XP game. Oh, he was a bounty, by the way, that entire time, so the enemy team was very much incentivized to sink him for sure. So, interesting, the midways coming at the same spot on their leaderboard. Look at that. That's interesting. But yeah, Barwachi, thank you so much for sending that in, my guy. If you have a replay like this that's interesting, entertaining, or just a good match like this one, feel free to send it in to the email linked in the description down below, or you can submit it on the replay submission channel on the community Discord. Link to that is also in the description down below as well. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a wonderful Sunday, wonderful rest of your week. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.